Starting out in a new tool, bring up the gizmo and select the cylinder 3D. Let's do a quick extender and then make it one polygroup. Mask the top part and polygroup it. Then select QMesh with flat and polygroup. Unmask the top and move it in. Let's extrude it up a little bit and scale it in the Z-axis. Delete the top part of the cylinder and bridge it across. Then add one edge loop down the middle and finish the bridge. Next, we need to split the point and delete the back half. QMesh all polygons and give it some thickness. Then press Flip and QC50. Control drag out a duplicate with the gizmo and position it into place. Let's QMesh the flat island while holding down Control to drag out a copy. QMesh it again to give it some thickness, then position it into place. Delete the faces and then bridge the two holes. Press QC50 and move the points to help maintain a constant width. For the next part, grab a polycube from the gizmo, delete the loops, and add a slice near the bottom. Delete the top half and turn on double. Then delete the two polys and bevel the edges. Select Insert Multiple Edge Loops with Interactive Elevation to curve out the bevel. Press Ctrl W to give it a single polygroup and QMesh it to give it some thickness. Then unmask the top and move it up. Slice in two edge loops and QMesh the polygroup island. Press QC50 and add in some edge loops. Then we can turn off symmetry and reposition the edge loops. Mask out the top edges and start moving them into place. Then do the same for the top of the model. Slice in 3 edge loops toward the bottom and then split the point. Q-mesh out the hole, and then press QC50 and uncrease the edges. Insert a single edge loop to control the corner's fall off. For this part, grab a cylinder 3D from the gizmo, then click Delete Loops and scale it in the Z-axis. Press QC30 and add in some control loops. Uncrease the bottom edge loop and press Ctrl W to make a one polygroup. Then mask the model and bring in a cylinder 3D from the gizmo. Rotate the cylinder and place a hole in the middle of it by going back to the gizmo settings. Click Auto Groups and then Split Hidden. Scale it into Z-axis and unmask the bottom polys. Control drag down with the gizmo to extrude and scale the bottom flat. Then unmask the sides and clip it flat. Click QC50 and move the bottom down. Then group by normals and control drag the bevel width slider. Click QC30 and press Ctrl W to make it a single polygroup. Then make some final adjustments and merge the subtool down. Mask the model and bring in a cylinder 3D from the gizmo. Invert the mask and split unmasked points. Let's close the hole and rotate it 90 degrees. Then we can move it down and scale it up. Control move with the gizmo to make a duplicate and scale it down. Let's delete the flat island and press QC50. Then merge the subtool down and make it one polygroup. Bring in the parts one at a time and position them into place. Once they are all in place, you can array mesh them around. Before arraying, make sure each piece is lined up perfectly or the array will be off.